All right, I think we're recording. Hello, everyone. It is Coach Jess from Fill Your Books again, but this time I am here with our amazing student, Christina. She has so many amazing points and perspectives and results to share with you guys today. I just wanted to share a little bit about her story and highlight her because I am just pumped and freaking excited over all of the results that she's been getting up to this point. So we're going to take it away with you, Christina. Tell us a little bit about you, your business, like what you do in the industry, how you came about to like loving what you do, where you were at before Fill Your Books, all of that good stuff.
Totally. Hi, I'm Christina. I am an independent stylist in a salon suite for the past 6 years now. I love it. It gives me so much freedom as a mom. It gives me the the ability to just get more intimate and personal with my clients. And it's just like an awesome setting for me. So about 5 years ago, I had gotten pregnant with twins. And then when they were 18 months old, I had another boy. So
My
I
goodness.
just, past few years, it's just been like changing diapers, feeding, bathing. It's been take and take and take, which is fine and it's beautiful. However, my cup gets filled by what I do. I love the interaction with people. I love the creativity. I'm like a weird, nerdy artist type. So I love to color hair. I have so much fun doing it. So what happened is when COVID hit, you know, it was hard to get to work because how do you have babysitters come over when we're all supposed to be in quarantine? And then when they were allowed to go to daycare, every other week we were on 2-week quarantine and I was canceling clients and canceling clients. And I sort of was feeling like no matter how many steps I took forward, I was pushed 30 steps back. And I was feeling discouraged. I was feeling like my business was failing. I was feeling like I had lost my identity in all of this. And I came to like a place where I was like, am I a stay-at-home mom now? Like, is that who I am? And I love being a mom. I've never wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. So I was scrolling on Instagram, like we all do, and I came across Fill Your Books more than once. I came across it probably 6 or 7 times before I was interested in like clicking. So I was like looking into it, looking at the page. And what I liked about it was that it looked like real people. There wasn't any crazy filters. It wasn't picture perfect. Like it looked like real people that love what they do. And that resonated to me because I love authenticity and I just love when people are real. I love that because I feel like we should all be real and then we wouldn't all be so insecure. So I just want to say that when I had spoke to them about signing up, I was so nervous to spend money to build a business that I felt was failing, and my fiance was fighting me on it, but something in me was like, no, like for some reason I feel like I got to do it. I feel like I just have to do this. Um and so I fought him for like 4 or 5 days, and he ended up saying, do whatever you want, which is like everything else that we fight over. So he said, fine. And I ended up deciding like I have invested in my family for the past 5 years. I have invested my blood, sweat, and tears and every dollar and every second of being awake. So I made a decision that I was going to invest in myself for the first time in a long time. And I said, well, if it's a failure, it's a failure. But at least I want to know that I was courageous and brave enough to try. And if this fails, then like it's what's supposed to be. But I'm willing to like do whatever it takes. So,
And I
uh,
really truly feel like you meant that to yourself because I have
uh,
seen you do whatever it takes. Like it's one thing to say, it's a whole nother thing to watch you do it. And it's so beautiful. And I almost, before we move forward, I want to ask you, like, what was it that gave you so much belief in like yourself? Was it just like, I don't want to wonder what if, or was it like, you know what, like, I know I can do this. Like, because you've done it once, like, I can do it again. I just need like direction and guidance and maybe like inspiration. Like, what was that for you? What was going through you at that moment that gave you such like, I just know it feelings?
So first of all, in the beginning, I was like, okay, like we just spent money on this. And if I don't put the work in, my fiance is never gonna trust me with any financial decision ever again. Never. So I said, I better make use of this. But also in the very, very, very beginning, we make those affirmations. And what I decided to do was Google like affirmations for business. And there were so many that was like, I give back to my community through my business. I serve people in my, and it was just, it was all these things that resonated with me. Like I make people feel better or X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that. And I'm like, this is why I'm here. And those affirmations were really powerful to me. And so what happened was I wrote them down on paper. Um, I have calendars all over my house. If it's not a school schedule, it's the lunch calendar, it's the daycare calendar, it's work, it's bills. It's so I'm like, I can't put it on the fridge. There are too many papers on the fridge. I can't put it in my bedroom. There's too many papers in the bedroom. So I decided I was gonna tape it to my bathroom mirror. And now every morning when I brush my teeth, I say them to myself.
I love that.
And when I say them, I'm like, well, if I want that to be true, like I need to put in the footwork. So I feel like every morning as I'm brushing my teeth, I'm like, okay, it's going to be a good day. What am I going to do for my business today? And yeah, I've just been taking it like one step at a time. And I've been trying to not go ahead, like in the modules when you guys are like, essentially keep your head where your feet are. I've been trying to just stay focused on the task at hand. Um, yeah, I'm trying not to like rush through things. Like I really want to get what like every ounce of knowledge I can get. Um, and to be honest with you, I think one of the biggest motivators has been the community. Being able to talk to you and Jenna and the Facebook group. Like I love watching other people because they think of things that I don't think I would ever think of. And I'm like, that's brilliant. Or talking to you guys and you give me a solution that I would never have come up with. And that's so nice because although I work with a lot of other stylists, sometimes I feel I'm like the odd man out when I'm like excited about something and I go to bounce things off of people. Unfortunately, a lot of us get discouraged in this industry, and it's a real shame because there is so much room for growth for everyone, and there's enough clients for everyone. It doesn't have to be this competitive thing. Like there are enough people in the world that have enough hair or nails or skincare, whatever. And so I'm just excited to like infiltrate the community with that.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about how life is for you now. Like, how have you felt the shift in like your business and life and some of the results that you've had?
So I was feeling burnt out when I started this program back in the middle of November. And I felt like I was doing touch up, haircut, touch up, blowout, touch up, haircut, which is fine. But I was like, I'm not doing what I love. I'm not doing what I want to be doing. I'm not serving the type of client that I want to be serving. And since then, I feel like every week I'm getting more and more of my dream client. And everything that I'm posting is stuff that I actually want to be doing now. It's not just, oh, well, I haven't done a balayage in 2 weeks, so there's nothing to post. Now it's like I'm constantly coming up with new stuff to do. And not only has it excited me to work the program, but being on the Facebook page, going to the meetings, and the Zoom calls, even if they're later on, a lot of the times, I do feel like listening to everybody's ideas is so helpful. And it's like I'm being fed through other like-minded people.
Yeah. I was going to say like that collective mindset, right? Also
Like,
helpful because we can be surrounded by other people who are in the same industry, but they're not exactly where we need to be in our headspace to be able to move that needle forward. And so, like they say, there's a saying that you are like the people you surround yourself with. And so if you make your close knit, the people like in this community who are all driven, all shooting and aiming to do, operate at a higher level and elevate their income and their quality of life and all of those things, it's just like a beautiful recipe for success. It's like you're no longer the odd man out within your external group. Like you're now, I mean, maybe you still are, but you're definitely not the odd man out in this community. Like you fit right into that. You know what I mean?
Totally. And I do. I feel like I'm embraced in the community. I feel like you're all my cheerleaders and I'm here like to cheer everybody else on. I get so excited when other people are talking about how they're winning with this. And yeah, I really think that as long as you're willing to do the work, I think the results follow.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just, it's about putting your faith in the program.
And yourself. Like you have to believe in yourself and like that you're worthy of that and that you're enough and that you can, like, because if you don't have that piece too, it's like you're stuck, you know? But
Totally.
and then it's all about putting action behind those beliefs. Like you said.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just want to do a puzzle instead of doing what I do. And sometimes I want to color in coloring books with my children.
Yeah.
But yesterday, or I was saying 2 days ago, 3 of my babies had the stomach bug and I was stuck at home and I was like, okay, like what can I do for my business from my couch today? And so I decided to call, to message some people and get some stuff out there. And I booked like a whole ton of clients in a day, doing nothing but sitting on my couch and watching Peppa Pig.
Yeah. So you were able to be there with the kids where you needed to be, where they needed you, right? But it's like we can leverage that time at the same time, and all of that little bit of like effort that you're able to kind of like put in those moments while still being with your kids cuddled and you're like you were able to push that needle forward for yourself, like, and by how much would you say, like in that moment, do you think that equal to?
I think over the past 2 days being home with the kids, it's over $2,000 for sure.
Did you ever imagine?
No,
I mean,
no, like for someone that felt so hopeless, and normally February is not a busy time for me. It is not a busy time, and I'm booked for like the next 2 weeks.
I think other people can relate to that too. And also just, with the economy, and I think it's very easy to kind of fall into that, oh, well, other people don't have money, like I shouldn't expect, like it's going to be hard or it's impossible, it's just the way it is. No, you don't have to actually settle for that. Again, to your point, there's so much abundance and there are still people who are thriving. Like, this, we're kind of like in winter mode with our economy and stuff, and like just, and it happens, it's like an 80-year cycle and we're there right now, but after that comes spring. But during the winter it's like the hardest time to grow, right? But if you can stick with it, if because other people are going to drop off and they're not going to be able to make it, if you can be there, you're going to be so much more successful after the other side. We saw it happen with COVID, right? So many people dropped out and it left so much more abundance for the people who just stuck with it, and they did anything and everything they possibly could to just stay, if not growing, like just stay there and relevant, and just like, okay, like I might not be doing great, but like I'm still freaking here, I'm still showing up. You see that like everyone that lost their stylist, now they're getting to channel those people towards them and be able to serve those people. So I just want anybody who's watching this to know that like that does not have to be your story. It can be more like Christina's story, right? So if you had to tell someone watching this who is like on the fence, contemplating whether or not this would be a good fit for them, is there anything that you would want to say to someone who's like nervous and struggling?
I have never been so quickly entrusted with something the way that I just trusted you guys. Like, I was so apprehensive, so apprehensive. Even after I signed up, I'm like, oh, let's see. And within a matter of 2 weeks, I had made back half of my investment. So I was like, okay, okay, it's doing something. And I was like about to close my doors and give up on my career, on my lifestyle, my on my passion. I love what I do. And it doesn't matter if you have 2 clients left, if you have 10 clients, 100, this will work. This will work. No matter where you're starting off, this will work. You cannot be so terrible off that you can't make this work. It will work for you if you want to.
Yeah. It will work for you if you work it 100%. Thank you so much for sharing your story and your testimony with us. If you guys are watching this and you're interested, you're curious, if there is a little inkling of like, oh gosh, like, should I close my doors? I'm thinking about it. Like, she made a decision that avoided that. And that does not have to be where you go. And if you're there, if you're even feeling the slightest bit curiosity, continue watching some more testimonials, see the real freaking people that we work with, and they are amazing. All of our students have been amazing. Fill out an application so that you can talk to one of our onboarding coaches, and let's see you guys on the other side. And best of luck to everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.